Hi, I'm Terry Michael, the Bible Lady, and today I'm talking about Jesus can tell you where to fish. He did it with the disciples, and many times, and even before they were disciples, he did it. But this account is found, the one we're going to talk about is found in Matthew 17:24 to 27. Now the disciples had returned from the Mount of Transfiguration, and Peter was approached by someone who collected tribute money. So this was for the temple tax, which every Jew paid yearly. Why? Well, it's stated in Exodus 30:11 to 13, so you can read that later. God had given Moses the commandments for the tabernacle and furniture after they left Egypt. So this included the commandments included the ark, but I'm not Harrison Ford's ark. That was a different story. But basically, with these commandments, God told them that they were to pay a ransom for their soul. This ransom for their soul or their life was a special tax of registration in Israel as a memorial or reminder of God's provision, his provision of redemption, and of their obligation under the terms of the Mosaic covenant. So the tax was paid by those over 20 years of age. So Peter was not a teenager, and the commandment was given then. Now, this isn't Caesar's tax where Jesus said, render unto Caesar's what's Caesar's. This was different. This was the temple tax. So in the book of Matthew, it says that a man came to Peter and he says, does not your master pay tribute? Talking about the tax. And Peter answered, yes. When he came home, this is Matthew 17:25. When he came home, Jesus spoke to him about it first, saying, what do you think, Simon? From whom do earthly rulers collect duties or tribute? From their own sons or from others not of their own family? It's interesting he called him Simon in this verse. But Peter answered that they collected it of strangers. And Jesus agreed. Then he told him that the children were free, meaning the disciples. And then he continued and he said, but so as not to offend, that Peter should go to the sea, cast a hook, and take the first fish, the first one. He told him he would find a piece of money to give for the tax for himself and for Peter. Well, this is miraculous. The first fish Peter caught not only has a coin in its mouth, but it's for the exact amount to pay both Jesus and Peter's tax. That's two temple taxes. I find it amazing that Jesus paid tax for himself. Because look at this. He is the Son of God. Like, he owns the place, right? Second, he wouldn't have to be reminded of God's provision of redemption because he is redemption. So why should he have to pay, do you think? No, absolutely not. Watch this head. No. And look at this. Jesus solved the problem before Peter said anything. But God does things like that. I remember years ago, I was in a bit of a pickle, and I'm a tither. I was tithing every month, but that month I didn't have any cash left over for after I paid my bills and my tithe. I didn't have cash for food. And my father-in-law came over. Now, this is kind of an ex-father-in-law because I was a single mother, divorced at the time. I had several children at home still. And then he came over and we were visiting. We were in the kitchen. And then something happened upstairs and I had to go upstairs and I said, I'll be right back. And I went up and then I heard him call out, I gotta leave, Terry, I gotta go. So he walked out and left. And I came downstairs and there was $100 bill on the table. Now, I did not mention to him that I didn't have money that month. I never said a word. And there he left God left it through him and supplied what I needed. God is like that. So, what's going on in your life today? Is there a tax or bill or something going on that you need? Well, Jesus can tell you where to fish. Just listen to him. I'm looking forward to sharing more with you about the apostles or maybe something else next time. But I hope you'll join me. Blessings. Until then.